Okay.
Okay. I'm warning you, you're going to be mad.
But you know what's
And the segment after this, I'm still mad about, and I researched it about 8 hours ago.
I should point out that I think it's useful and instructive because there are still so many fools out there, and you might be surrounded by fools in your life. You know, you might have fools in your family.
Yes.
You might have fools that you know at work, and so when you see a segment like we're about to unleash on you here on Ukraine, this is one of those segments where hopefully you can send it to one of these uneducated people in your lives who are still like, you know, Putin's a madman, Zelensky's a hero, and there's nothing wrong in Ukraine at all. You know, so this is one of those segments hopefully will educate
Anybody
people.
who says, yes, we need to keep sending weapons to Ukraine or keep supporting Ukraine, they are unstudied and uneducated. And I love when I get tagged on things on X. And people are
me
like,
too.
what are you talking about? So I'm going to give you a good summary. You can send this to any idiot who says weapons for Ukraine. So here we go. Europe is calling Ukrainians who don't want to die for a war based on a lie cowards, and now they want to kick them out so they can be conscripted to the army to die. I'm going to show you an Estonian member of parliament saying that men who left Ukraine are cowards. But before I play this, I just would like you to, in your mind, rewind the clock about 20 months. When accepting Ukrainian refugees was the modus operandi for virtue signaling. Remember that? Anyone you knew who was collecting antibiotics or food or baby car seats for families for Ukraine, oh my gosh, those people were Mother Teresa because the whole world was all in on accepting Ukrainian refugees. Not anymore. Now,
Exact, not anymore. And all those people waving with a yellow, blue flag or blue yellow flag, whatever the fuck you wanna call that piece of shit, Ukrainian garbage. Yes, Ukrainian garbage. You know, all those people, delusional at best. But in regards that this PM calls them cowards, I call them cowards too. Not for that same reason, but I call them cowards. And my reasoning is very simple, but I will tell after. So let's continue with that clip. But they are cowards.
how we want to round them up like cattle and send them to the front lines to die. Here is MP Jack Madison from Estonia saying so in Parliament this week.
Last week, we had the honor to welcome Mr. Zelensky in Tallinn, and he said very clearly, they need men. They need more men because thousands of men have died.
Yep.
Also from the Ukrainian side.
Oh, also.
But in Europe, we have almost 800,000 Ukrainian men who have illegally, breaking the Ukrainian laws, escaped from Ukraine as a cowards. And we need to help Ukraine with those men and also with the military aid that they will not die in Ukraine, that they will fight for Ukraine and they will win this war.
Wow. So wait a minute. We need to round up these men in Europe, and we need to also make sure they won't die, but we need to send them to fight. Can you follow the logic here?
Yes, we need to round up those men. Why? For the fucking simple reason that the Ukraine already threatened Europe with terrorist attacks if the support for the Ukraine from Europe would stop. Danilov made that threat. Danilov. Huh? For decades to come, you would not be able to eat peacefully a croissant somewhere in a restaurant. He predicted this. I predicted the same almost a year before Danilov. That in the end result, when the Ukraine loses, you will have so many disillusioned, what's the term in English? Huh? You will have a lot of Ukrainians who will not be happy. And those kids from those Azov mamas and papas, yes, those kids. Do you think that they will grow up here in Europe loving Europe? Really? You think so? I guarantee you those kids will grow up with the same hatred that those parents instilled on those children. Did you see the videos of toddlers, 3-4-year-olds, singing songs how they will kill Russians with knives in their hands? This is how the Ukraine raises their children, some parts of them. And now why are these men cowards? I will tell you, they are fucking cowards. In these last 2 years, has any one of you out there heard of massive Ukrainian protests for peace in Europe or in America, where those 800,000 Ukrainian men who apparently fled the war, who apparently fled so they would not die, correct, for the Zelensky regime. Did you see any of those men en masse, 800,000 strong of them, protest in Europe like this need to stop? No. Did you see them protest against the violence that the Kiev regime perpetrates on the Donbass, Luhansk for over 9 years? Did you see them protest in the West? They fled to the West, here they are safe, and they go en masse on the street to tell everyone the truth about the country. Did you see that? No, you didn't. They enjoyed your and my fucking money. Huh? And they were totally fine being in the West. Everything got paid, my food, my housing. I even get a few €1,000 allowance. Huh? Yes, you are fucking cowards. And I full-heartedly support you guys to be deported. Unless, very public, not in secret, hiding your fucking face or anything. Unless very public, you spoke and speak out against the Zelensky Nazi regime in Kiev, then of course I hope they will not send you back. I would even help you escape the fucking nightmare Ukrainian hellhole. But all you other fuckers out there, yes, you are fucking cowards. You rather have my brothers and sisters from the Dutch army die for your fucking Ukraine. You rather have Polish or Romanian, Hungarians die for your fucking Ukraine. And to be honest, you don't give a shit about that peaceful, corrupt hellhole called Ukraine. Really, you don't give a shit. Don't lie, you don't give a shit. Really, you don't give a shit. You're part of that same fucking corrupt system. Of those same corrupt people. Corrupt to the inner core. You grew up with it. Can't blame you. You are a fucking coward and a fucking corrupt piece of human garbage. That's my opinion about all of you guys that are out there. Really. Silence is consent. And you were silent. So you had no problem whatsoever. Let's not kid each other. You had no problem whatsoever what the Kiev regime did in the Donbass and Luhansk. You didn't feel any pity for those mothers and kids and elderly that died under the civilian population of Russian descent. You really didn't give a shit. You were just afraid of the payback. That's why you fled to the west. But you didn't care what Kiev did. And now you are crying. So yes, you are a fucking coward. A piece of garbage Ukrainian scum. Have a nice day. I really get worked up about this fucking bullshit.